If you have ever been accused in using AI in your text, but you actually didn't use AI, or if you have ever wondered how you can trust AI detectors results, then this video is for you. AI detectors have downsides, sometimes claiming human written text as AI generated. Human writing may have the same characteristics or very close characteristics to typical AI generated text. That's why AI detectors may flag human writing as AI generated. The consequences of decisions based on AI detectors results may be harmful to authors who have to prove their text originality, their contribution to this text, and that they didn't use any AI generators. But now a new browser extension, Integrito, allows you quickly and easily to get a report based on the writing history of a document you need to analyze that contains the data that help to prove or disprove originality, contribution, including AI contribution to this document. With these tools, students can easily prove that they wrote an assignment, no matter what AI detectors say. For teachers, this tool helps to gain more confidence when assessing originality of an assignment and helps to decide on a fair grade to a student based on student's contribution to this assignment. Let's take a look at a few examples of activity reports from Integrito and see what they tell us. Here is the first example. We see a Google Doc that contains 2 pages. Let's see what activity reports tell us after we analyze the writing history in this document. This is the activity report based on this text. And on this dashboard, we see writing sessions, which we have 2 here. And we have the document length. We see that when this document created, it immediately had 600 words. Then it was reduced to 125 words and then increased to 700 and almost 50 words. This text is suspicious because in the first version, it had 600 words coming out of nowhere. So there was no writing history in this document. This text appeared from somewhere else. In this case, we can say that this text was pasted to this document. It was not written here. Then for some reason, the part of this text was deleted and then the big part of this text was added at once. So there was no writing. It happened like in 1 second. Then if we look at this part of the dashboard, we see that total editing time is 4 seconds. 4 seconds is not enough to write a document like this for 750 words. With such a report, we can say that there was no writing here, the text was pasted from somewhere, and if we check this text with a plagiarism checker or AI detector, we probably will see that either it has some sources as plagiarism or it was potentially AI generated. Here we have another document. Let's see how the activity report looks like in this case. All right, so on this dashboard, we see a fair number of editing sessions. 22 to be precise. And we see that the number of words was changing from session to session, which can justify the contribution, right? So we can assume that there was the writing process in this document. However, if we take a look at the first session, we will see that a significant number of words was added from somewhere, which is quite questionable. In addition, we should take a look at the total editing time for this document, that is 19 minutes, which is unfairly low for a document like this that contains 22 editing sessions happening on different days. 19 minutes is a low editing time even for the first version that contains 520 words. In this case, we can say that the editing time is too low and the text is coming from nowhere again. It was edited afterwards. However, it looks like some parts of this text were just removed and some parts were added in no time, which again looks like copy-pasting. If a person wrote this text, the editing time would be significantly higher than 90 minutes. Below this dashboard, we have the history of change. We have editing sessions, so we can compare every session to the last version of the document. Let's take a look at the first session of this document. On the left side, you see the text that was added in that session, and on the right side, you see the final version and the text from the final version of this document. First, you can see that the text is totally different. So in the first version was added the text that is not present in the final version. And if you take a look at the text that was added in the first version, remember we are talking about 500 words. Looks like it was pasted from somewhere. So you can select this text and you can paste it in a plagiarism checker and AI detector. And most likely they will show you that either this text has some sources or it was AI generated. And in this case, we have very high confidence to say that this text was either plagiarized or AI generated because it definitely wasn't written in this document. It appeared on this document out of nowhere. Near the history of change, you can find writing sessions. Here you can see all contributors to this document. In this case, we have only one contributor contributor who's responsible for all revisions. And you can see when these revisions happen. When you see more than one contributor, it can raise a concern that someone else was involved in writing this text. It can be a sign of a contract cheating or ghost writing when the text was outsourced to a third party. If you take a look at the duration of every revision, you can say that it doesn't look like writing process. They are too short to be written, and it looks like text was removed or pasted during these revisions, but it definitely wasn't writing. Currently, Integrito is available only for Google Docs, but it is coming to other editors very soon. You can install Integrito Chrome extension or Mozilla Firefox extension using one of the links below this video. It will take no more than 20 seconds to install Integrito and create a free account to start using this tool and see all its benefits. After the extension is installed in your browser and you are logged in with your account, you will see the activity report button in your Google Doc. It is important to be an owner of this Google Doc or have editing rights in order to have access to activity reports. If you are not an owner of this Google Doc and you do not have editing rights, you can request them from a person who shares this document with you. We would be happy to hear your feedback about your experience with Integrito and see how we can improve Integrito for you. Feel free to contact us using the email address you currently see on your screen.